on Jay and Silent Bob, the video game.
Chronic Blunt Punch. Poison! Poison!
Shut the dude.
Yes.
All right.
The Tugan.
And just for the credits, your name, position.
My name is Justin Woodward, ICJ, creative director and producer at Interabang Entertainment. Chronic Blunt Punch, Jay and Silent Bob. That was backwards, but it's Jay and Silent Bob, Chronic Blunt Punch.
All right. And how do you want to be credited?
I'm credited Jason Mewes, penis rubber extraordinaire, game enthusiast, entrepreneurial segregation. I have no idea.
We're at GDC catching up on Jay and Silent Bob, Chronic Blunt Punch, and these people need your money. They're running a campaign right now, so, I'll throw it over to you.
Yeah, we're running a campaign on fig.co for Jay and Silent Bob, Chronic Blunt Punch. We're working with Kevin and Jason on this amazing endeavor.
Hello.
I don't know if you have any questions.
Yeah, we're here. We're here doing some interviews, checking out the whole world of game development and such things and whatnot. I'm enjoying myself. But yeah, we are on fig.co and we are at 65% with 14 days left. This is for 2 weeks. That's why I went like that. But 14 days left. I'm really hoping that it hits the mark because the game is going to be awesome. It's going to be enjoyable. It's going to be fun in the sun.
And so the game is a 2.5D brawler with elements from like Marvel vs. Capcom, with the complexity of the combat. It's a tag team game where you could be Jay and Silent Bob and you switch on the fly. If you're playing alone, it has like some of the elements like if you played Arkham Knight when you're Batman and Robin gets in there or Nightwing gets in there, but more so like where you finish each other's combos and has elements from like the old Simpsons arcade game where you can do combo attacks on top of each other, jump like Jay can jump off to I was gonna say a scissor kick and smash somebody in the forehead.
Hey, can you demo that for us?
Yes, we're gonna do that next. So this way, if I hurt myself, we want to be able to finish this part. But at the end, I'm gonna jump off Justin's back with a flying scissor kick right into the camera. And I can pause right in front of the camera and drop without hurting myself. Maybe not. That can't happen. But that'll be fun. That'll be, there's a lot of cool stuff in this game that's, I feel like it's going to be a combination of many different games. He can explain the game jargon, technicalities better than I can. But I like playing and I enjoy, I'm ready to put all my input in there for a little story modes. There's going to be some combo, which when you're playing like, say, one of the big bosses or something, you can insult them and try to grab phrases really fast before they dissipate, and then that will make the difference between a stronger villain or a lesser stronger. It could work, my friends.
Yeah. Words hurt.
Yes, so you could see my combo wasn't very good because I'm like lesser villain. So yeah, but that sounds really awesome.
The techniques. Yeah. And that is something that I want to talk about because it feels like, a lot of these times where you get sort of a license, you do a game, you do a brawler game, it doesn't really feel like it captures the essence of what that license is, but it really feels like you put some thought into sort of really recreating sort of Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, so we're actually like, big fans. So this is a project of love. We want to make sure that it works. And when we work on any kind of properties or anything like that, I don't want to work on on a license that I really don't, if I don't feel it. And the whole team. One thing that we talked about was when we were working on our first game, Super Combo Man, we spent long nights. I was in my apartment just sleeping on the floor and, working on the game with the team, distributed. And during those hard times, I would watch a lot of, Kevin Smith View Askew movies, and Jay and Silent Bob was one of the movies that we kept going back to, just to lift spirits up. So this kind of came together harmoniously in an interesting way because we are such fans.
Mm-hmm. And gotta say, this video game is sort of 20 years in the making because that's how long sort of the character's been with you. Can you put that into words, just what it means?
20 years. put into words, I would say erection. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that here on this camera.
It's perfectly
again.
fine. Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Because you know what? It's honestly, it has been awesome. Because it's something I've thought about many times. Because we have the movies. We did the movies, and then many years later, we got our first action figure. And I still remember being in the hotel and the prototype for the first J doll, and I was like, "This is amazing." And then I had a comic book, and then I had a cartoon, and it's been surreal for many. It's still surreal to this day that I got to do this movie and play the character over and over again, and then people still want to see a little more, and they enjoy them and relate with them and such. So the video game thing, I feel like, was the sort of last thing that was standing that we didn't have out there. So this will be amazing. I feel like it will really show the spectrum of all things I dreamt about as a kid. Oh man, it'd be so awesome if I ever was in a comic book. It happened. If I was a toy that my kid could play with, it happened. She plays with the little Chronic doll and a J doll, and now we have video game coming. So I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about those special moves that you got in the game? Because you were, there are some nice special moves both with Silent Bob and of course Jay.
You know what? The development's happening. We're gonna see. There's many thoughts of what can happen and how we're gonna make these things come together and make them different, but the same, but different than a lot of the other games. Because again, there's so many cool moves that you can make. But I want to we're gonna really sit down and think it through to fit the universe. What would Jay and Bob really do? For example, Mallrats swing through the air on the cable. But again, that's been done. But maybe we could tie that in somehow, where we have the sock full of quarters, in Mallrats, and then the Silent Bob is on the truck. So if we can combo where maybe like I take Silent Bob, I throw him like this, and then he flies through the air with a sock full of quarters. I mean, there you go. That's it right there. Bang!
Game design on the fly.
That's so amazing. Yeah. So we have like nods to the movies, because there's a lot of comic references in the movies, right? Mm-hmm. So we're doing the same thing, but also in video games. So we have the schnickety berserker claw from Wolverine. From the Marvel games. We have like a sonic clap for Bob, like a barrel roll, like bowling ball type of thing where they get knocked out like pins, like interesting things like that we're coming up with. And we're going to be working with Jason and Kevin on different ways to smash people down.
I gotta ask you, what's it been like talking to games media this week here at GDC? What are they like compared to sort of what you'd normally face in sort of the entertainment business?
Well, I think the difference for me right now is a lot of the questions have to do with the development of the games, which I don't know a lot about. I'm learning and I'm excited about it, but I don't know a whole lot about it, where I feel like usually but the good thing is with this, it's a lot of different questions, where I feel like a lot of, when a new movie comes out and they're like, hey, so what's this movie about? What's the character? A lot of it's the same questions
and if you're the same character, it's also the same answer. Right?
Exactly. A lot of times that, and you're the same character, or if it's a different character. But either way, it is somewhat around the same roundabout way of the same question, where this has been a lot of different questions that I don't know, it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. But again, it's like it's something I'm talking about that I don't necessarily know all the details of, but I definitely have an idea, and I want to put my creative input in and try to, and if I don't know it, then I throw it to Justin Woodward over here with the big penis.
Is that true?
Yes.
Hey-o!
All right. So,
hilarious, dude. All right.
So as far as I understand it, you're sort of, this is one of those campaigns where pretty early on that you're getting it out there. It's still a long ways to go in the development.
Yeah. So we're in the prototyping phases. We have the characters like the character concept and the art style locked in. We're working on the mechanics. One thing that we want to do is make it more of an expansive game, so we can could create a full game experience for everyone to play, but then eventually add on to it, you know, possibly more episodes or different situations that the characters are in. So we're building everything from the ground up now. The combat, the conversation combat system, and just like we're going to make the animation system very dynamic, and those are the things that we're playing around with right now.
And then, of course, you have to all match it up with sort of mature rating. And
that's one of the cool things about, you know, doing this as an indie project is we can throw as many dicks and like whatever we want. Chronic, you know, people could smoke and all these different aspects that relate to the world.
It wouldn't be the proper game otherwise.
Exactly, and we're going to keep true to it. You know what I mean? So those are some of the barriers that we are able to overcome easily by working with Fig.
I guess that's something to sort of say that, you know, back this game because you'll free the dicks.
Free the dicks.
Yeah.
I don't know about throwing a lot of dicks in there, but it could happen. You never know. But again, I'm excited. Sorry, I like blanked out because I actually was like thinking of all these different things because I do feel like hopefully there will be the option, and this is again me learning about the mechanics of everything, because I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, like later we could throw multiplayer in there. Like one of my favorite games a while ago was Plants vs. Zombies, and I enjoy it very much. But then they came out with Plant Warfare, where it was like a modern warfare with the Plants vs. Zombie characters and multiplayer. And so I'm just saying, I was just thinking like, oh my God, how awesome, like we get the DLC down, like all of a sudden now you have a whole mission through the Blunt Cave and you got to attack Cockknocker. And then later on you can play, you know, I feel like if it's done right, which I know it will be, and again, I don't know the mechanics, and it might sound easier in my head than it is actually to make multiplayer and to add DLCs and to add this and that after the game's done, but I'm hoping it is possible, because I feel like it could keep going and keep going. We could do, just even in the beginning, do the Clerks universe, then to the Mall Rats. Right now it's like Clerks, because it's the quick stop, RST video, the secret stash, then you end up in the mall. Till later on, it could be, you know, Chasing Amy, where it's, you know, you're fighting lesbians at the boardwalk, to Dogma with Bartleby and Loki, and you know, it just seems like you can go to heaven, and all of a sudden you're at the pearly gates fighting Jesus. I mean, who knows, man? It can go anywhere. So we'll see. Jay and Silent Bob's Chronic Blunt Punch, baby, 2018.
Perhaps not all of that in 2018.
yeah. But we're working on it. Yeah. Should be cool.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I think I should take this job, brother. All right, next we're going to go see the new creators of the VTech virtual reality glasses.